EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed. We're ready for football at Huntington Bank Field here in Cleveland. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Mike Tirico next to the great tight end, Greg Olsen. Glad you are joining us for this one. Off we go from Cleveland. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's C.J. Stroud.
I think we're seeing this so often now in the modern NFL is quarterbacks who can hurt as a scrambler and also with designed runs coming out of the huddle. So this is a tricky situation. Guys who can run with this kind of speed, you have to be very careful how you pass rush them. You're not just rushing to a spot. It's not just an X behind the center. You got to try to corral him and keep him in the pocket because when he escapes, big plays are to be had.
Terrific start to this drive. Gain of 23 and a first down.
It's a gain of 23.
Oftentimes in the NFL, Mike, blitzing a good quarterback can kind of be feast or famine because what you do is you actually speed up their process of identifying the open target. So in this case, it's an underneath safety outlet, but the reason he went there so fast is because he was triggered to that target from the blitz. How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back, but not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
He'll find his man. That's Jaden Higgins. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 3rd and 6.
Here comes 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Stroud. He'll try and get there on the ground. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
A gain of 12 yards.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
Mason Graham on the stop. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the Browns' 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 8. Here's Stroud. He'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal.
First down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the first down.
A short game, down to the 7.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
second and goal. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And he's in. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, this offense.
Now Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead.
Texans 7, Browns 0.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it up. Malachi Corley now to return it. And he'll be taken down right at the 20. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
I always like studying quarterbacks in year 2. I think rookie year, there can either be a lot of growth, right? There's the biggest ability to take that jump, but there's also some struggles you have to work through. In year 2, a full offseason, really understanding the playbook. Things have kind of slowed down for you. I feel like year 2 is a really good indicator of what long-term success looks like for any young quarterback.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here is 2nd and 8. They go play action with Sanders. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. I might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now 3rd down comes up. Jerry Jeudy, the intended target, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, it's Shedeur going for it all. And that is incomplete contact, but no flags. It's going to be 4th down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Texans offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive, so try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a couple. Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. Schultz, the tight end. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. They'll have a 1st down. It's a gain of 28.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
I love this call, Mike. Defense is thinking run here. It's second and short, so they go with play action. Leads to an easy first down. Really well done.
1st and 10 now from the 36. Stroud going to set up to throw. Reaching for it, the tight end couldn't bring it in. It's incomplete. He was trying to connect with his tight end, Dalton Schultz. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
And when you look down the field, Mike, there's just really nobody creating any real separation. And instead, he tries to give one of his guys a 50-50 contested catch opportunity. But with the coverage as tight as it was, it just falls incomplete.
And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Now a stoppage for an injured Texan. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. First and 10. Carry now for Marks. And the left first and goal. He is down inside the 10-yard line.
13 more yards.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get first down after first down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
Schultz, the motion man. They'll run with Marks. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
On 2nd down, Stroud. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
Taking off, he'll try to get there. And the drive stalls out as he's brought down. And the field goal unit likely to come on here on 4th and goal.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force 4th down.
22-yard attempt.
Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans will extend to a 10-0 lead.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. On the return is Corley. Woo! He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Browns offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. They'll run with Judkins to begin the drive. And he'll take this up to the 30. And pick up a 5.
Brought down at the 30-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Again, it's Judkins. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up 3rd down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard to end those situations.
That is intercepted. It's the safety, Jalen Petrie. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick six, but he does set up the offense with 1st and goal.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
So now, after the interception, a sudden change situation. 1st and goal. Montgomery. And he'll go down back at the 4-yard line.
He was taken down behind.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play by a really good player.
Now back at the 4 for 2nd and goal. One more time with Montgomery. That one only good for a gain of 1 to the 2 to set up 3rd and goal.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the 1st down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
Good job so far by the defense protecting the short field. Now it's 3rd and goal. They'll run with Montgomery, and he's going nowhere. Met and dropped behind the line, and now it's 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans will open up a 13-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through and they get 3.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. A return now from the 4. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get back to work. This unit hasn't been at their best early on. Punt followed by an interception on their first 2 drives. Drive starts with a run by Judkins. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. That's Henry To'o on the tackle.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Sanders. Open man, right side. He's got it. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. It looks like we've got an injured Brown on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. A run, and here comes Judkins. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 9. We are through 1. It's the Texans who have the early lead. And we're back to Cleveland in a minute. Start of the second. Browns in control of the football. Here's a 2nd and 9 as we are ready to get back underway. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
And now he's just single-handedly taking over this drive, Mike. I mean, they better find a way to neutralize him before he does more damage. Get more bodies on him, take the protection to him. Either way, just get him blocked.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. He'll try to run for it. They get the conversion in a big way. That's good for 29 yards.
It's a gain of 29. That's good for a Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
The defensive line has to do a better job of contain rushing, especially on 3rd down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket, and when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
2 yards on the pick.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to modest gain.
Now, Shador under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
What a first half for this pass rush, huh, Mike? I mean, they have just completely dominated this game. They are in complete control, and you have to imagine this offensive line, there's got to be some adjustments up front. They just cannot allow their quarterback to continue to be hit like this.
A couple of 3rd down conversions already on this drive. This one tougher. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Sanders. There's a screen set up for Judkins. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker. That is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
It's 4th down.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the 1st down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high.
He's got his man complete. That's Judy. And he's going to have the Browns first down.
That's
That'll wind up a
Browns
gain of 11
first down.
on fourth down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard
You can't run
line.
plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open. So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional, you become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And he'll be near the first down marker. Let's call it a gain of 3, but a short yardage situation coming up on third down.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Man, even the big guy couldn't barrel ahead for just a couple yards and pick up that first. That's really impressive by that defensive front to not only hold up, but to force fourth down.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. They'll try it now with Sampson. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
Turnover on down.
Well, that play had no chance from the start. The running back was not even able to make it back to the original line of scrimmage. Give credit to that defensive line. That was an incredible effort, forcing that fourth down stop.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. We'll see how they want to attack things here, backed up deep in their own end. It's first and 10. So they start this on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll get 2 on this one before being taken down.
David Montgomery, the ball carrier, brought down at his own 8-yard line. A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Second down, 8 yards to go. They'll go play action with Stroud. Forced out wide.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Here's third down and a few inches. They'll run the sneak, and he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
It's a gain of a yard.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. Room to run at the 30. Nice gain here. He's going to be marked down at the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 18.
They gain 18 yards on that one. First down for Houston.
First and 10.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
He'll get that into the hands of Woody Marks. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Here's a second down and 7 from the 37. Throwing is Stroud. That That one just too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Jaden Higgins, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be third down.
Seems like there was some miscommunication that time. They clearly weren't on the same page. That's something that they've got to get on the sideline and get corrected as soon as possible, because I think they just missed out on what could have been a big play.
That's into the hands of Dell on the right side. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
That's another Texans first down.
Really, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these third downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force third down, they got to get off the field.
A carry here for Montgomery. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. 1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 46, here's 2nd down and 9. To throw is Stroud. We'll set up the screen here with Dell. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the first down after a gain of 7.
That's a gain of 7.
In a lot of offenses, Mike, these quick passes to the wide receivers really fall under the run category. Of course, they're going to go down as a forward pass, but to a lot of offensive coordinators in the league, it's a lot easier to pick up first and second down yardage on these quicks than it is to turn around and hand it off to your running back and count on blocking it.
But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
For the field goal, a 55-yard attempt.
3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Texans will extend their lead.
Browns, nothing.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. On the return is Corley. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Down a couple of scores now, 16-0, as they want to get going here. Drive starts 1st and 10. Sanders. That's into the hands of Judy on the right side. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
19 yards.
That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
These are the kind of plays that when you draw them up on the chalkboard, Mike, they all look great. But if you can't protect long enough, you're never going to get the receiver. I mean, think, he started on the left side of the formation in the slot, and he has to run all the way across the field to the right third. I mean, that takes a lot of time. Let's give a lot of credit to the big guys up front.
He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Tackle there by Will Anderson.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
2 minutes to go here till halftime. We'll have more from Cleveland after this. 2nd and 7. Here's Sanders to throw. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
3rd down, they need 5. Sanders will throw it. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. That one broken up in the end zone. It's incomplete. What great work to get those hands up there. And now it's 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down? It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. Texans offense. And their running back set to go once more. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Stroud. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
And I think I want to see a little bit more of this style from this defense. The key, Mike, is at that catch point, you want to create as much contact and be physical. Separate the ball from the intended receiver, and it's a great example there.
Dell, the motion man. On the ground, Montgomery. And he'll find some space, taking it for 6, out to the 26-yard line.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now is one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
From the gun here on 3rd down, it's Stroud. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half.
And the Texans, 1st down. A gain of 14. 1st down, Houston.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now, Stroud. Oh, fine work there defensively. Got that hand in there. That pass is incomplete.
He's got to do a better job using his eyes, Mike, and he's just not manipulating the defense at all by looking off the defenders. And at this level of ball, if you just continue to stare down your primary read, you're going to lead the defenders right to the ball, and he's lucky this one just fell incomplete.
From the gun, here's Montgomery. And they'll have it across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line.
13 yards.
A pickup there of 13. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. From the gun, here's Stroud. Now a deep ball here for Collins. And he overshot his man. Out of the end zone, that one's incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. And it'll be 2nd down.
So I like the aggressiveness of the call, but as the rest of the game unfolds, Mike, there needs to be better overall execution. A little bit cleaner. Next thing you know, they're going to hit some of those big shots.
Forced out wide.
C.J. Stroud on the scramble. Mason Graham on the stop.
And the offense will take one here. Timeout with 6 left on the 2nd quarter clock. Hang me fair, Barron, coming on to try the field goal. This a 57-yard attempt. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Texans going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half.
And this is really why you want a kicker with a big leg. In these situations, end of half, can you steal 3 points from distance and come away with 3? And really nice job there, right around that midfield logo. It's kind of crazy how it's become sort of routine in today's NFL.
3 seconds, all that remain in this first half, as that one's away. And no return here. This is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now it's Sanders. And that is incomplete. One final chance does not work out. Time has expired. The first half has come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. Welcome back, everyone, for quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. On the return is Corley. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's thrown right side, but incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
A short one that is caught by Sanders. And he's got about 5 on this one before he's out of bounds. And they're set up a little bit better for third down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Sanders on third down. Going up top. That one underthrown and intercepted. It's the safety, Jalen Petrie.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On play action. Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
2nd and 10. A run up the gut with Montgomery. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. A 19-yard pickup there. 1st down for Houston.
Have to imagine at some point here, Mike, the defensive coordinator looks to change things up. This running back has had his all day long. Get a few more guys in the box. And then you know what that does. It opens you up down the field to that passing.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on 1st down.
He's across midfield.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Off the play fake. Here's Stroud. Now he's just going to flip this forward.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
They'll try and run it here with Montgomery.
David Montgomery, the ball carrier. He was taken down by Grant Delpit. A gain of 2. Brings up 4th down and less than a yard.
The Texans set to punt this one away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10.
Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They'll run it with Judkins. Down at the 21, a gain of 1.
Tackle made at the 21-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
It is 2nd and 9. They run it once more with Judkins. They'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Going to lose a yard.
On the tackle.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
And another wasted drive here, Mike, and they start to add up. And coming out of halftime, you would think that they would make some adjustments to try to get some points on the scoreboard, but so far, looks like much of the same.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away. Fair catch here. Called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The Texans offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine the defense is saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the 3rd quarter. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Trying the right side, taken in by Collins. He had their lone touchdown of the game earlier, and he comes through with the catch and a 1st down in this spot.
Gain of 12.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And he'll get about 5.
He was taken down by Grant Delpit. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at their 49-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd down. One more time for Montgomery. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Jared Verse there to make the tackle.
And it's 3rd down.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. He's got his tight end. It's Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
It's a gain of 23 yards.
Plenty of room after that catch. Big gainer of 23.
It's a gain of
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If that was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball. And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. His running backs had a really nice day, so in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Stroud to throw. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Stroud going to set up the throw. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Yeah, so this just really comes down to really good defense. You can tell the quarterback's trying to target something downfield, and when they take that away, typically there's something underneath, but they had all levels of the coverage accounted for, and that was a really nice job.
41-yard attempt.
Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense makes their way back to the field for their next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Brought down after a gain of a couple.
He was brought down at the 26. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. Looking for his tight end there, but led him too far. It's an incompletion.
Well, it's pretty clear the main reason why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the inefficiency of this offense and primarily out of the quarterback position. I mean, to complete less than half of your pass attempts, it just makes it very hard to compete at a high level consistently in the NFL. And If they want to find themselves having any chance of getting back into this game and winning this one, he's going to have to get a lot better with the ball. Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
And they'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Texans offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. On the ground, Montgomery to start the drive. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Taken down right at
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Throwing on second down. Stroud. This one going to be sniffed out. Thrown up in the backfield.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell on the drop of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
Throwing now on third and long. This one down the field, but lined up incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
The Texans getting all set to punt, as he's on to punt for the second time. Fair catch made here, and the drive will start at the 23-yard line. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Shador. Quick throw, taken in. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 26-yard line.
They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Sanders. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Sheldon Rankin getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Shador. There's a screen set up for Judkins. And he's out of bounds. Still short of the 1st down, but he got a good chunk of yardage back with that one.
So often, sacks, especially on 1st down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from 2nd and long to 3rd and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on 3rd, Don't be surprised if they go for it on fourth.
3rd and 2. Now Sanders. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
1st and 10 at the
You can see that he was
49-yard
trying to
line.
find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on 3rd and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
On the handoff, Judkins. Good physical run. It'll wind up as a gain of 5.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. That's caught. It's Dylan Sampson. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a 1st down.
That's another.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
That is caught right side. That's Bennett. And he'll be out of bounds, a pickup of 5.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 4. To throw is Sanders. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this 3rd quarter.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
And that'll be incomplete on what turns out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters have come and gone. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The offense staying out there for this 4th down. He'll try to throw for it. They're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And it will be another turnover as this defense does it again.
Not that it's much of a consolation, but either way, Mike, that's going to result in a turnover. Going for it on 4th down, he's clearly stopped short of the sticks. In this case, might be trying to make something out of nothing there to keep that play alive, but great job here by the defense coming away with the stop, and now we'll see if the offense can come on the field to take advantage of it.
It's Montgomery. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2.
Quincy Williams on the tackle. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 46-yard line.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Dell, the motion man. They'll go play action with Stroud. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit, and after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
From the gun here on 3rd down. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Miles Bryant.
Mike, Mike, it's very simple in the NFL. You're just not going to win a lot of games when you're losing the turnover battle to this degree. And it's their struggles protecting the football. They've continued to hurt them here today, and that's why they find themselves trailing at this point in the game.
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll begin with great field position, a short field, in fact, as they start with a first down. Sanders will throw it. He's going to let this one go deep. That is caught. What a throw. Touchdown, Browns. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
The offense will stay out there as they will line up and go for two.
The Browns will line up for the two-point conversion.
They're going to try to run it in, and he's not going to get in. The decision to go for two doesn't pay off, unable to cut any further into the deficit.
I don't love the call. I mean, all week you practice these gotta-have-it plays. Every call sheet, Mike, has 3 or 4 plays that are down here in the goal line that could also be used as two-point plays. I think to simply turn it around and just hand the ball to your running back, gotta be a little bit more creative. That's a big missed opportunity.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Texans offense ready for this next possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The gun, here's Stroud. In trouble, and down he goes.
And it looked like that zone coverage had his head a little bit spinning there, Mike. I'm not sure he got a real clear picture of what the defense was giving him, and as a result, he holds the ball a little bit longer than he would have liked, and the defense is able to get home.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Here's a handoff to Montgomery. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A 3-yard pickup, and it's 3rd down.
To throw, Stroud. Open man, that's Collins. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. He's well short of the 1st down marker.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready to take over once again. Judkins to begin the drive. And he'll find some way to turn this into positive yardage, struggling forward for a pickup of about 2.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Now, Sanders. The second down throw is incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
Whoa. Call it a gain of 13. It's a Browns first down.
Yards on the play. That's good for a Browns first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense, just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing, and another loss of yards.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's Sanders to throw. Now here comes the screen to Sampson. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
That's just bad timing by the offensive line. They've got to get their linemen out in front of him, so either the linemen need to go faster or the back just needs to be more patient, but either way, they're just not in sync on that screen pass.
He's going to be out of bounds. He is well shy where he needed to get to. It'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 5.
Anytime you call a running back screen, the key is the relationship between the offensive line and the running back. They have to be in sync perfectly to set up the big play. That wasn't the case here on 3rd down. He gets tackled short of the sticks.
Good hang time. The fair catch will be made back at their own 12. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. This will begin at their own 13-yard line. So work to do starting with this 1st and 10. They'll run with Montgomery. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Here's Stroud. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So you find yourself playing with a 2-score lead. Of course, it goes without saying, Mike, you don't want to take any unnecessary risks. The primary reads weren't there, works through his progression, move on to the next play, and just throw that ball away.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Now, Stroud. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in.
That's interference.
That might make this a 1st down.
Automatic 1st down.
Schultz, the motion man. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
Montgomery, the ball carrier. He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 5. Dell, the motion man. They'll stay on the ground. Again, Montgomery. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. A gain of 11 on that one. It's good for a Texans 1st down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
On 1st down, it's Marks. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 47-yard line.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 1. They run out of the gun with Montgomery. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. Strong running there. He brings this down inside the 25. It is a big-time play for Houston. 32 yards.
At the 22-yard line.
And this is the point of the game, Mike, where you really can start leaning on your run game and try to close this game out. You've got the lead. You're in the 4th quarter, and they're able to pop off a big run.
And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down.
In order to be successful as a run-heavy offense, Mike, it's so important that you remain really efficient on 1st and 2nd down. The last thing you want is to be in 3rd and pass, and it really throws off what you feel like your strengths are. So now you get down here in the red zone, it's got to be touchdowns. These long, sustained drives on the ground, you kick a field goal, that's a win for the defense. It's not often you see a pass that's out of the reach of this guy. I mean, 50-50 balls tend to go his favor more often than not, but this one kind of gets away from him just a little bit and falls incomplete.
Trying to keep this drive moving, but it's 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. The pass rush gets home, and he goes down.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This one from 43 yards away. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans will extend their lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time, how are we going to be able to finish these drives and convert for 6 the next time we get down there?
Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Browns offense ready to come back out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Drive starts with a run by Judkins. And good, hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
He was brought down at the 28-yard
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
Short pass taken in by the tight end. A gain there of 11. First down, Cleveland.
First and 10 at the 39-yard
And despite things
line.
looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the fourth quarter.
So, from the 39, they come up on first and 10. The ball's out.
That was a great play by the defense, Mike. He got a little sloppy with ball security as he leaves the pocket. They're able to knock it loose and put it into this drive.
Texans offense headed back to take over once more. Well, the goal here is to run some time off the clock. The game is well in hand as they get back on offense for first and 10. Now he'll run. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards. And most importantly, a first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Moreau in motion. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work first and 10. Straight ahead, it's Montgomery. And a good run there to get him 5 yards.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4.
They'll work now on second and 4. Dell, the motion man. On second down, Montgomery. And he's going to have the first down. And that will not officially end it, but for all intents and purposes, they're going to be able to run the clock down from here.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
First and goal, and here's Montgomery. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts, but this one is about done.
Brings up second and goal.
The ball a little closer now. It is second and goal. So it's a win for the visiting Texans. They proved much the best in this one. Get a solid performance in all three phases of the game and ride that to victory. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.